is Ritu Vivek Hebar, and today we are going to discuss the method of measuring blood pressure. Firstly, we will look into the definition of blood pressure. What is blood pressure? Blood pressure is defined as the pressure exerted by the circulating blood against the walls of the blood vessels. This pressure is due to the heart pumping the blood in the circulatory system. Next, we will talk about the instruments used in measuring the blood pressure.
The instruments used are the manual sphygmomanometer, which consists of the scale with numbers, a rubber tube, the cuff and a pump. The next instrument used is the stethoscope. The width of the inflatable bladder of the cuff should be about 40% of the upper arm circumference. The length should be about 80% of the upper arm circumference. Next, when we talk about the stethoscope, this portion of the stethoscope is called the bell and the other portion is the diaphragm. Certain requirements to be followed before measuring the blood pressure are: the patient should avoid smoking, caffeine or exercise for 30 minutes prior to their measurement. The examining room should be quiet and comfortably warm. The patient should sit quietly for 5 minutes in a chair with feet on the floor rather than on the examining table.
Now I will measure your blood pressure. Okay.
After taking the consent of the patient, one must always sanitize their hand before starting the procedure. The arm selected should be free of clothing. Palpate the brachial artery to confirm a viable pulse. Position the arm so that the brachial artery at the antecubital crease is at heart level. Heart level is roughly level with the fourth interspace at its junction with the sternum. One should note that if the brachial artery is below heart level, the blood pressure reading will be higher. If the brachial artery is above heart level, the reading will be lower. There are two methods of measuring blood pressure, the palpatory method and the auscultatory method. The palpatory method is used for measuring the systolic blood pressure. Center the cuff above the brachial artery such that the lower border of the cuff is 2.5 centimeters above the antecubital crease. Palpate the radial artery with fingers of one hand and rapidly inflate the cuff until the radial pulse disappears. Read this measurement and add 30 mm of Hg. Use this sum to prevent discomfort from unnecessarily high cuff pressures and to avoid the auscultatory gap. Now deflate the cuff slowly and watch out for when the radial pulse is felt again. Once this is felt, note down this measurement. This is the systolic blood pressure. In this case, it is approximately 120 mm of Hg. Now place the diaphragm of the stethoscope lightly over the brachial artery. Inflate the cuff again rapidly up to target level. Now deflate the cuff slowly and watch out for the Korotkov sounds. Note the reading when these sounds first appear. This is the systolic blood pressure. Continue to deflate the cuff slowly until the sounds become muffled and disappear. This reading is the diastolic blood pressure. To confirm the disappearance point, listen as the pressure falls another 10 to 20 mm of Hg. Then deflate the cuff rapidly to 0. Wait for 2 or more minutes and repeat. Average your readings. If the first two readings differ by more than 5 mm of Hg, take additional readings. Measure blood pressure in both arms at least once. Normally, there may be a difference in pressure of 5 mm of Hg and sometimes up to 10 mm of Hg.
Now we can conclude with a found reading of 118 mm of Hg as the systolic pressure and 78 mm of Hg as the diastolic pressure, which falls within the normal range. The normal ranges from 120 mm of Hg as the systolic pressure and 80 mm of Hg as the diastolic pressure. Thank you.